Okay, too many friends I know that do mixes on FL Studio drive me nuts. Alright, let's get into some session organization for FL Studio in this video. So if you're ready, let's go.
Alright guys, this is typically a type of session I would usually get sometimes from people and they're like, can you mix my beat? And it usually looks like this. Nothing is labeled, nothing is there. Sometimes there's MIDI stuff here and it just looks kind of crazy. So what I generally like to do is I like to start with the drums first just to organize them and I can see where everything is. Like I see here is a piano piece. I'm just going to move this down because I generally like to put the drums in a particular order, and I'm just going to just rearrange this just to see where this is at. All right, so this one's going to be pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is to rearrange this, and I'm going to show you how I like to arrange things so you can easily read things that are happening. Is I'm just going to go in here, I'm going to change these colors, and I'm going to assign them an icon and a color scheme because it just works and it makes it just look a little bit better. You know, it's just organized. So we're gonna go here. We're also gonna change this one as well. Just organize this whole thing up because it drives me crazy. And sometimes you get projects like this, but it's okay. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it work. So right now we're just going through. This is a shaker. So let's go do the shaker. All right. There's a color, find the shaker. There it is. And all I'm doing, guys, is just right clicking on the sample, going down to renaming. I'm setting a color. This is a snare. And then I just hit enter once I've chosen everything. These are claps. But as a new version of FL Studio, I realized that they've gotten rid of, used to be hands that made like a clap type of look. So now they got rid of that. So now I just keep it as where it is. And these are just like some rising drums. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give those a color too, because they're all gonna go together. And it's like even an icon, okay? Now as you see here, these are all set up here. But one thing you can do to further organize your stuff is you can hit Alt and arrow up, and you can put things in order of how your session looks. See, right now I'm just going through to make sure. That's gonna go right there. So that's the open hat. These are just the hi-hats. Next there's a crash above that, and the shaker is above that. And then this is the claps, that's the snare, and that's the rise drum. And this is the piano. So we're just gonna move this down, okay? And we're gonna give this a color as well. Actually, let's just keep the color. Let's keep the color, but let's change the icon for it so we just know. It's like a melodic. Put this in here, and then once you do that, then you realize you can go here and just auto name them. Okay, and the cool thing about the auto naming is it just saves time and you can see where everything is. Okay, and then you just come down here into the mix window. You can right click on it or hit F2, go down to this little window here. You know it's the kick, boom. You don't have to write anything extra right there. Right click or F2 down to where this is. I think it's set for like preset, I think what the name is. You see that's hi-hat, right click or F2, the drums, and then this is going to be the piano. Okay, let's see if it's going to choose the right one. Nope. You see, because when I did that before, it had a different thing there. So we're going to choose that one. Boom, there's the piano sign. So now it's there. So now everything generally should line up. All right, so you see that they're here, but all you did was just give these an assignment of where you want them, okay? But you didn't actually do it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I like to skip here because sometimes what I like to do is, and you can just move this one over, okay? Just hit Alt, select that channel, hold down the Alt button, move the arrow key over, and it'll move it over on the mix window, okay? Because usually for this, what I like to do, because I like to control things and put things in buses. Let's choose the icon so it shows that all those other drum tracks are going to go in there. Okay, drum bus. Okay, so now when you go to play, all these will match up with this and you'll see the volumes come up here and they're not coming out of the master fader. And see, these are all lower here, but usually you just want to get a good general mix of how loud you want these to go. And then you just feed these all into here. Okay, so you just make sure this is on 10 and now you're straight. See, now that's fixed. It's not going into there, but this is how you check that. Let's solo this. You see, there's no audio coming in there, right? Because we're going to be sending this audio here. We're going to select the channel, right click or control shift on here. You route to this track only. You can select it and you'll see it's starting to get the volume. And then you just do these for the rest of these. Once you've gotten your level, how you wanted your drum tracks to sound, you just send these over to a bus. So then when you do this, once you've controlled how you want the levels, everything plays here. And you're not going over a certain amount and you're staying at a certain level as well. You can control it. So you can compress an EQ here if you want, and then you can do a little bit more, slight touches of EQ and compression on this channel as well. And it'll just boost your sound up a little bit. And then you just bring this in, all right? So I know this window looks a little crazy, but if someone was to come over and look at your sounds, well, guess what? They realize now that there's sounds here that go with what's going on here, and now people can read your session. This is just muted because this is kind of loud. This has to be worked out. But other than that, each one of these now lines up to here, corresponding with your channel. It's also organized here visually so you can see where they're at. So then you can go in and do finer tuning in here, chopping and removing these spaces here because there's no information here. Or just leave it how it is. Whatever your preference is. People mix the way they want to. That's how I like to organize sessions, so I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm looking at, and I know what I'm going for in FL Studio.
If you like any of the information in this video, please smash that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Any of the type of gear that I use to make my videos is also down in the video description. If you have any comments or questions about anything in this video, please leave it down in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Wow, didn't mean to scare you. My thumb went way out there. And until next time, y'all, stay Gucci.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.